Thank you for those claps, Mighty Mighty. I appreciate. Oh, hold on, guys. Before we get going here, there you go, Mighty. Welcome, gentlemen. You're here. Or wait, why can't we hear you now? Oh, no, we can hear. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh, there it is.
That's what I'm saying right there.
Big
What's up, bro?
Big Chill. Thank you for that.
I know how to go, woo, go.
He
Yeah.
does know how to do the woo. How you guys doing? How, Chili, Matt, this is like early morning for you. Orchestereo, this might be early morning for you as well. How you guys doing?
12 p.m. is early morning. Yeah.
It is early morning for you, Orc? Yeah. How you feeling, Matt? Are you hanging in there?
It's a musician's morning.
It's a musician's point. Fair enough. Big Chill. You're used to this. You're used to this kind of this early nonsense. How you feeling? You feeling good?
I'm feeling great, man. Feeling great. I got my coffee on.
Yeah.
Cheers to everybody, especially Guy. I know you're drinking coffee. Boom. There you go. Doing all right.
Nice. And Guy, of course. Oh, I like that Guy still has control of all his stuff, and he has like his things and toys and stuff. Guy, how you doing? It's nighttime for Guy. What is that? What happened to your voice? Oh no, Guy, what happened?
This is all I got. Just what I said.
Yeah.
This is all I got.
This is all I got. Fair enough. Well, I
have my spirit. That's it.
I'm done. I'm out of here. I do appreciate you guys being on the show, especially all at once. I thought this was a fantastic idea. We'll see if Zoom agrees. We'll see if Zoom will allow us to have a conversation without shitting on everybody's first beginning sentences. So, I didn't really have anything planned, but I did have this idea because I thought we could start off a little light. We don't have to go into the weeds or anything at all, ever even. But I was just gonna ask how you guys sort of balance your chat with like playing and stuff, because for me, balancing chat and talking to people has been one of the biggest challenges. I mean, I can sit here and I'll type while I'm listening to people and try to communicate in that way. But I really haven't found a great way to keep everybody sort of included besides using the fresh bars, which, by the way, anybody new, if you have questions for the guests, you can use channel points. They are fresh bars. Just by being here, I think you have enough. It's only one fresh bar. So please do jump in and ask a question using your channel points. But you know, besides those sort of devices I use to sort of keep track of questions and stuff, it's kind of hard for me to track. So I'm just curious on how you guys do it. I mean, like, especially Orchestereo, you do like, you do the type of streams you do. You'll be gaming or you'll be doing music production, and it seems like you got a good amount of space to sort of interact and work, but I'm sure you get into a groove and you start sort of zeroing. Oh my God. You start getting, you start really focusing your attention on certain aspects of whatever you're working on, and the chat can kind of slip away. So we'll start with Orchestereo. How do you sort of balance that?
I mean, it's kind of my strength there. The way I saw streaming was the chat's going to be my score, because I compose live on stream. I'm improvising all the time. So that's literally the orchestra score, just writing itself each time. And chat comes first for me when I'm doing that. The only time I don't interact with my chat is while the record button is going. Sometimes that gets distracting because a raid will come in. The raid alerts are playing on your headphones while you're recording a take, and you're like, what's more important at this point? Got to figure that out. That's the balance part for me. But yeah, I guess having your mods as well with you in chat keeps things going, because sometimes chat moves so fast that you forget what someone else has said before. Someone might have donated and you might have missed it, things like that. So luckily, you know, my mods keep reminding in chat what's happening, and I'm able to go with that. But, yeah.
I like that. That you kind of not rely on them, but I guess you do rely on, but you sort of have this balance where your mods are like, hey, don't forget about, Billy 69 wants you to hydrate or whatever. So Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. How about you, Matt? How do you balance that out?
I think it's just literally transferring what I've done the last 15 years as a full-time musician in personal life to like learning how to read it instead of like look at a room and you see what's going on and balance everything. I think it's learning how to read it in chat. And so for me, my eyes pick up a lot really fast. So the balance of transitioning between what I'm doing and reading the chat isn't really that hard for me. Even when there's like 100 people in chat, like I've done these songs so many times, or even in improv, like I've improved so many times. Whether it sounds good, that's up for debate. But but I've improved so many times that I can read the chat while I'm playing and singing and still like differentiate all of what's being said in the chat. So it's kind of,
Right.
time on task.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, because what's the weirdest thing for me is just there doesn't seem to be like a way for me to sort of I can still absorb information that's coming in. So if someone's talking to me in a conversation, I can still sort of lean my focus into typing and stuff. But I do notice that it's sometimes I'll kind of tune out and then I'll be on this and then I'll totally forget what I'm doing. So I know that's a different challenge that I'm facing than you are, because you're playing and you got these songs, whereas I'm talking to someone in the moment where it can go in any direction, and I'm talking to whoever's in the chat as well. So it's like having a couple conversations at once. It's just I don't have a good balance. I don't feel like I have a great balance of it. But how about you, Chili? How are you doing with it?
So a couple of things. I look at a couple of techniques. First is I keep my ergonomics, right? That's super important. You keep your chat right next to whatever you're mainly focused on. And for me, opposed to Matt, who knows all these things memorized, I don't jack memorize. So I got my lyrics and they're on auto scroll. And then I got the chat and it's kind of moving up simultaneous, right? So I can intermix the two. So that's really helpful. And then the other piece is really what you're getting at, I think, Mike, is how do you balance, not the fact that you're reading it, but how do you balance that and weave it into your stream? Yeah. And for me, there's a couple of techniques. And I got this from Crispy Said, who's a fantastic streamer. If you guys have never checked out that dude, he actually just stops what he's doing after a song and goes back and reads stuff that he missed and then comments on it and gets people engaged that way. And I think that's important because we as streamers need to realize this show isn't about us per se. It's about the community that we have made together, and it's about interacting everybody and making everybody feel like you count. No matter who you are, you show up to my stream, you matter here. And so that's why it's critical to acknowledge as much as possible. Now, sometimes chat's flying and you can turn on slow mode and stuff like that. But I really do believe that all these other gentlemen have great points, that when you really want to interact with people, you got to go back and just scroll back up and go, oh, hey, I missed this part. Let me talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And I've done that in certain aspects of when I'm talking to people, because it's like, when you're done with, it's me editing conversation. It's like I have to find the edit points of where this conversation is going, because if I just if someone's in the middle of making a point and then, they sort of want to bounce that idea off of me, and I just be like, well, let's see what chat has to say, and then just completely change direction. It's a weird little dance there, but I do like that idea though of like sort of stopping and allowing that edit point, or allowing the conversation to sort of run its course, or that idea to run its course, and then sort of come back to the chat. What I noticed for me lately is by the time the end of stream comes, like I'm killing it with everything. But like at the beginning, and it just I don't know what it is. That's my own personal struggle, of course, but it's just sort of getting everything handled and being mentally prepared to absorb this stuff as you go. I saw your question, Ziggy, and I promise I'll ask it. GuyCo, how do you handle it, man?
To be honest, I'm I'm really ADD as hell. So
Me too. Me
I
too.
keep. Well, I'm using all of this guy's method. Okay, so I have the chat in front of my eyes. I have my mods backing me up, which is the most important thing. Like the mods is the most important thing.
What love.
Yeah.
Without them, we are lost. So I have a lot in front of me. So every time I lift my head, like I have a chat and the lyrics, like Chili does. So, and I miss a lot of stuff. And my community knows that as well. Like that's everyone who knows me knows this thing about me, and I hope they love me like still, like for real. And I go back always. I go back.
Yeah.
Wait, yes. Speaking of the devil,
I
like
see Annie over there in chat.
yeah,
She
exactly. Hello, love.
Hey.
Welcome in.
Welcome. And Remiller
yeah.
Remiller Remiller. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And as you guys can have, if you've been here for a little bit, as you guys can see, I'm trying to figure out how to get the chat better. I want everything to be more interactive, and I want people to have more of a I want more people have people to feel like they have more of a input on here. But I think that's one of those things that you have to sort of figure out as you go as well.
Go back, man. Just go back.
He said, "Just go back. Don't be a fool."
Yeah, you will miss stuff, and that's fine because you're a human being. Just go back
Yeah.
and try to focus. That's it. Get going.
Yeah.
And people don't remember. People like came here and hang out with you because they think in some way that you are cool or you're doing something you are doing something they love. So they'll put up with it just for like even if it's like few seconds.
Yeah.
Or a minute.
Yeah, there is a certain amount of tolerance that people on Twitch sort of have. There's a certain amount of tolerance that they'll allot because of, well, we're just humans and we're trying. It's basically a one-person show here. We're just sort of. Mike is cool. Yeah, no, that's a lie. Matt, you're shaking your head no when he said people come.
I remind you, like English is my second language. Yes. Okay.
No, it's totally no. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Look, English is my first language, and I still speak it real good. So it's Oh wait, I did it good there. Never mind. Gosh.
Did you just pitch the title of your own show?
Well, I meant to say it wrong, but real good is actually real. That's decent. That's halfway decent English. The real answer should have been. What did you? Are you seeing something? What's going on, Chili? Is something in your room? You got a gnat in there?
No, I'm just highlighting what Matt said. The name of the show, We Speak English Good.
Yeah,
That's right.
well, that's the good part about it is that anytime I just start flumbling, whatever that means, I can just say we speak English good.
New word. Hashtag flumbling.
Flubbling.
That's it going down in history right now.
Welcome to the new world of flubbling. Your host, Mikey P. I'll be stammering for about 2 hours. Thank you. Matt, you were shaking your head when you said people don't come because you're cool. I know you were kind of half joking, but is there something more to it?
No, I was literally laughing because we all laugh at ourselves at the thought of thinking we're cool because we're bumbling musicians that fail at this every day, literally on the phone with each other every day for 5-6 hours a day, at minimum, most days, fixing shit, and we're not cool.
A bunch of nerds, but dude, geeks are the new cool, man.
Yep.
Nerd.
It's not cool to say cool. I know.
But hold on. There's one person who is cool in this group, and that is Steve-O. Steve-O is way cool. You got to give Steve-O the props. Come on now. There you go.
Steve-O. Hey, Steve-O.
Damn.
Other than that, I agree. There is no cool in here.
You've heard of the birth of cool. Well, this is the death of cool, baby.
That's why most streamers have dogs, because like they need to level the cool factor. Like, yeah.
And I have the best one.
See? Steve-O has got Oh,
That's
man.
true. That's true in life for everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a dog, man. You need a dog.
I was just gonna say you're telling me I need a puppy, and I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Are you gonna get a
And-
dog, Matt? Like all summer, you had like 50 different dogs.
Really? Oh my goodness.
I mean, I don't. I'm sorry. That's what I saw. I don't know.
I steal my friends' puppies
Yeah.
as often as possible, because that's just what a good uncle should do. Is like you just like kids. You steal the kids and the dogs, and you corrupt them, and then give them back.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that
I
wholeheartedly.
leave.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I get to. Well, not much. Ever since the Rona. Oh, here's
Puppy
Zoom.
stealer.
He's a puppy thief. He's a puppy thief. A dang puppy thief. We had a question from the chat here. What instruments do you want to work better on? Or I suppose get better on?
Orc. Well, let's start with the orc.
Yeah, let's start with the orc.
Let's start with them.
I just learned how to play a mandolin live on stream once we're able to raise some funds for it, so I need to keep playing it.
After 2 minutes, like he records with it for like a movie score.
Yeah. No
Or
problem.
my album.
All right.
It's on Matt's album.
How is Matt's album coming out, by the way, Orc?
Going good. I think Monday, MLK Day, we're just going to just set everything for the album. We're going to spend a full day with each other, not going to stream, just going to be us. So it's funny. It's like the same way I'm sending my stream, like my whole studio to the stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a private call with Matt now. So this way I can work with clients by having a video session with someone, and they don't have to be in the studio. You can do it through chat on like a Cast. We use Cast as the app, and you just send what you send or stream to that.
Oh, okay. So then is the audio quality about as good as it's gonna get?
96K.
Wow.
We're getting it. Your end.
So do you think it's a fair? Do you think it because there's when you're listening to a mix in a song, especially when you're first listening to all the mixes and stuff. I mean, like there's this like you want to be in like a room with the speakers and the things and stuff. Do you think it holds up to that? Do you think 96 holds up to?
I'm the one mixing, so I'm the one streaming my sessions, so it doesn't affect anything. And I'm doing the mixing part.
I know, but I'm saying like anytime that I'm getting mixes done or something, like, well, not anytime, but sometimes I want to be in the room or whatever, or I want to like, it's just, there's this sense of being in there in a personal space and hearing the music and being able to touch and control and stuff. You think that this holds up pretty well for that, to get the full quality of, I mean, to get the
Yeah, it won't be that, but it would be something better, and that's hearing the same track in two different rooms.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that follow, Grip. Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is, you have two sets of ears now in two different rooms at the same time. Because once you do a mix in a track, you're going to go to your car, you're going to go to the speaker you have. That's happening at the same time. So, and it's also happening on a stream. So you could like potentially hear what someone would hear on Spotify or YouTube, which is how your music is going to be distributed. No one's going to buy the album off it. So that's the advantage of it from my side.
Yeah, I like that. That's a fair and sound answer. So then you want to get better at the mandolin.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt, what do you want to get better at? Or is there an instrument that you want to start?
Where do I start? Oh boy. If y'all could see what's happening in here right now in this room, like since I started streaming in what was it in March? I believe I started streaming in March. So we're coming up on almost a year this coming March. Yeah, crazy. Yeah. I mean, from sitting in a pitch black room, just playing my acoustic guitar with poorly routed sound and trying to figure out how to use drivers and all the craziness that comes along with getting a proper quality sound out to a stream. In the midst of all of that, learning how to be better at that, because I think that's an instrument in itself at this point, and an art form, really. And then I have next to me, I have a Push 2 next to me. I have an APC 40 next to me. I have an Arturia, 61 key keyboard. I'm teaching myself to play piano again. And even playing the instrument of the cameras and the things that's going on, and I'm upgrading all those things and learning, which is all of this stuff that I'm learning. It's been helped to be purchased by like the community in the chat and all of these amazing people that tune in and give a shit about what I'm doing every day, especially and you all know this. I think everyone in the world has this feeling at this point during these lockdowns and quarantine to feel like someone, let alone a community of people, give a shit about what you're doing. And just you as a person is so like, I can't even, thank you doesn't even like count for like how much that is during a time like this. So the instruments wise, there's a ton of them. Like learning to stream, the instrument of streaming. I mean, every day we try to get better, but we fumble all the time and figure out what not to do. And so getting better is fumbling less, maybe.
Yes. I think that's a good answer. It's just not sucking as much. I like yours better. It's not as negative. Flubbling, yes. Flubbling less.
Yeah, Ziggy knows.
Ziggy gets it. Ziggy
killed me.
Chili, how you what instrument do you want to get better at?
So this looks like a keyboard, but it is far more than that. And I just got this thing. This is an Novation MIDI controller, 49 key, and it does so much stuff that as soon as I plugged it in to the computer and started messing with it, my mind just melted. And it's so incredible, the sounds that I was able to. That right there is just so far and above anything I've had up to this point. And just the level of what you can do on stream with this thing, all credit to this guy right down here, down here. He totally hooked me up with Ableton. He was like, "You gotta get the Ableton," and he's helping me. He's helping me learn how to do it. And much credit to this dude over here too, because he and I spend hours and hours trying to figure stuff out. The main goal of what I'm trying to do is connect. I have a Boss RC300, and I'm going to control this thing, all the loops with my feet, and be able to do all that mess and coordinate the whole thing in your brain and make it sound musical. Once we get there, folks, it is going to just light my hair on fire that I don't even got. So it's so fun that I'm having the time of my life. Every time I even touch this thing is a kid in a candy store. Wonderful time. And I could see myself doing this just for years, because there's so much there that you can do that is so fun and just entertaining. And just when you're having fun, that's when everybody else wants to hang out, right? Yeah. And that's when your community comes together. And I see Ukulele Worship. I just want to give you a shout out. She's the first person who ever rated the Chili Dogs.
Hey.
And I love her so much. And thank you for being here. All right. That's what I got to say about that.
GuyCo. Thank you, Chili. GuyCo, since everyone's here, they're all fluffing you up real big here. What instrument do you want to get better at, and then why are they just loving you so much? Start with the instrument first.
Let's start with the instrument. I have a Cuban Tres here. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you know what this thing is.
Yeah.
It's a little guitar.
It's a Cuban Tres from Cuba.
Wow.
Made for me.
Is
Not,
that
not the best one, a one. And I got it amplified.
oh
So it will be soon on stream. I know how to play it because I learned this thing in Cuba, but I have like it was 8 years ago. So
oh
I need to practice again.
is it
And
set up
I have a flute.
is it set up
What?
like a guitar? Is it tuned like a guitar?
No, the tune is. Wait, I forgot. I need a normal guitar for that because it's it's this. It's A D and F sharp.
Just in different octaves?
Like it's an open D.
Okay.
It's like kind of an open D,
Uh-huh.
and the flavor of it is between a mandolin and like, but a lot warmer and fatter.
Yeah.
It's a very strong instrument. You can hear it for miles.
Oh, well,
Cuba, they don't amplify it.
Can-
They
can-
just play like this on the street. Da, 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 da.
can we get a little bit?
It's not in tune. Like it's something like. Wait, let me.
Oh, so it's double stringed.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's double string.
There's only-
Chicken mandolin is a hit.
Okay.
Right. No,
I'm
no,
gonna-
that's great.
now, but yeah, it's this kind of a flavor.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And I have a flute. Yeah, this way.
They play in a lot of consunos and songs. Like you'll always hear them.
Where they play them on?
Cuba, every Cuban song.
Oh,
Yeah, every consuno riff you hear.
The really the rhythmic parts of the Cuban music build on this instrument.
Yeah.
This, by the way, this instrument was invented by Compay Segundo. He was like the father and mother of the Buena Vista,
Oh,
Buena Vista Social Club.
yeah.
Oh.
He
okay.
invented this instrument because he wanted something special who wasn't a guitar.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, this is the story of this instrument.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Flute, and the biggest thing is Ableton. I literally in the past 6 months, ever since I started looping, my life is ever since I started streaming, my life changed. But the
Yeah.
looping part is overwhelming with like the reach. Wait, I'll check out down the reverb. With the
Thank
reach
you.
that, all the things that it can do, like I'm amazed. So now I'm focusing on production. I'm learning production. This is my next instrument. I'm learning how to produce my
Oh, like how? Like in which way are you learning? Like how do you learn to produce?
YouTube, baby. YouTube.
Well, what are you learning in production on the side of production right now?
Like, what is sidechaining?
Like
I know
sidechain
what
compression and
sidechain
stuff.
is. Like, dude, everything I know in music, I pretty much learned from I took 1 year of guitar lesson when I was 13. I know all I know from music. I know from people. I play
Thank you guys. I don't know how loud that is for you guys, but
too loud, man. I'm having a heart attack.
I'm sorry, guys. I turned it down. And it just does not matter. We'll figure that out.
It's all good. However, like Ableton is baffling, like with its power, and I'm a super nerd, who loves to learn how to code, and I just learned how to learn what C-Sex is. I just programmed all my MIDI, rewired everything. I need to learn how to bring back the leads, but other than that, like I'm moving forwards. I love that, and I love helping my friends. Like every time, like when I finish, I'm ending a call. I've just like I'm helping every one of my friends I love to help, but as soon as they call me back and they say, "Dude, it's working," I love that. Thank you, and I'm thrilled. I just got like, I'm sorry, it's too late for me now. I just helped Alex Early do the same thing. The dude busted his finger. Now he's playing the piano. He teaches himself playing the piano.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so we got him going with the Ableton stuff, and he just literally just sent me like, dude, this thing is crazy, and I'm like, yes,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
happy like when I
Uh,
manage to help other people, especially my friends.
You you know, Guy was talking about how stream changed his life, and I saw you guys sort of go like this. How has it changed your guys' life? How has it changed your guys' life? I want to know.
Um,
Yeah, start with Guy. Keep going. Let's keep the party rolling, Guy.
okay, so I was on my verge of getting back to music when before I started Twitch, before whole COVID thing hits. So I was jamming all around Tel Aviv, and it was awesome. And I started thinking about my next album and how I want to produce it, and and everything. But then came COVID, and then I have no one to play with. I don't have where to dissolve all that need for jamming. So I found Twitch, and I started jamming Twitch, and then I found a looping, and then like I'm jamming on my own, which is fun. But of course, jamming with other people is a lot fun, more fun. So, but that is incredible. We're beyond that.
Yeah. How about you, Orc? I saw you shaking your head. How did it change your life? I mean, that's a big statement.
um, when I came on to the US on my artist visa, um, you have to plan everything for the next 4 years, have contracts signed, all your gigs scheduled, and so on, to let the US know that, that's why you need to be here on this date. So I spent like my whole life working for all these gigs the next 4 years for the case and stuff, watching everything get canceled. I'm talking concerts in Boston, New York, Miami, um, LA, touring schedules going to Europe as well, with certain orchestras, film scoring as well, conducting an orchestra live, um film festivals, canceled everything. Um, I lost all of that. I lost the income with it as well. And having to catch up, starting from scratch again, all I had were my machines, whatever spirit I had left in music, once just hearing all of this crust, and it's either you keep going or you just go home. And it's like, what do you keep going with? So having a live stream, I had the opportunity to have my own show, host everything, and that was overwhelming on its own because not only now am I just thinking as a musician, I have to think camera angles, I have to think, how to even be the host. Everything I did was always supporting someone else. I'd record for another composer, I'd mix another person's track, I'd orchestrate. Even composing, you're working for a film. So everything was under someone or under something. But for once you become the whole show, you lead everything forward, and just wow, it's overwhelming.
Hmm.
It still is, and yeah.
Do you think it gave you a sense of leadership in a way, like now do you feel like from what you learned from this that you could take those skills and put them in a sense of leadership working with other people?
I've always been in positions of leadership,
Hmm.
um, in other aspects. So, for example, leading a string section or concert master or conducting an ensemble, even music directing as well. That's kind of been my cause the whole time. So once I lost that and I had the opportunity to put
Hmm.
it in chats, to put it into my
Gotcha.
streams and build a community from it, it it got better. It kind of just transitions.
Yeah.
I think accepting the change was the biggest part because you have to be humble. You got to accept defeat. You got to face.
How did you handle the change at first?
Oh man, it was a dark path. I started streaming from a very dark place. I'm
Mm.
not gonna lie. my mental health was not okay. But I met other people who became my mods. Few people tuning into my channel had a good heart as well in the same position. You know, the ones who feel you are the ones who stay, that come back to your channel each time. And we just found each other and we just built this community and found more people, more introverts. Um, so it's really celebrating the introvert is kind of what my streams have been about. It's a safe place.
Yeah.
And um, as much as people who go out have been locked out, people who have been staying in the whole time and don't have the chance to go out, that's even a bigger cage.
Yeah.
So when I see chat, I see people coming into chat to talk to each other, not just me streaming
Yeah.
or someone else streaming. It's like you'll find another friend watching a channel or make a new friend. So it's something I respect, and it's something who I am as well. I've become part of that.
Yeah, you know, like I like that you've sort of found like it sort of helped you heal as well, or at least help you mend a bit of what you were experiencing. Because I think, you know, I mean, you weren't the only one losing gigs and stuff, but you know, when you're in that position, you feel like the only motherfucker in the world. Like when all that shit comes crashing down, you're like, wow, like it was huge. It was huge. Matt, how is it? You said that it changed your life, and I mean that's a pretty profound statement for a social media platform. So I'm curious on yours, and you know, we might have all talked about this a little bit individually, but I think this is interesting to sort of hear everyone's take here all at once, because everyone's coming from different paths and stuff. So how did it change your life, Matt?
I think a large part of it for me was not necessarily even like changing my life to something different, but it was helping keep a part of my life the same.
Yeah.
And my life has been a full-time touring, like international touring songwriter, you know, for 15 years. So for me, being social is who I am and like what I love to do. Even though there's a large part of me that's still an introvert, like I love to sit in my room and not talk to anybody and just be silent in my home. And especially when I'm at home, actually, here's a cool or interesting comparison. Is like my life is chaos outside as a touring musician. So when I'm at home, it's always been, my home is quiet. Like I don't have a bunch of friends over to my house. Like I don't sit and reach out and do these things. My home is like me time to where I can disconnect from outside. But then in the midst of all of this, overnight, all of my sociability, all of my gigs, everything gone. Literally, went to sleep one night and the world was different the next day, like everyone else. But for me, when that was my whole life, is gigging and being social, that was gone. So this helped kind of keep or give, like keep going that socialness that I needed to feel okay, like in my day.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you know, when you're broke, you're out of work. I just bought a house in January, December, got the keys in January. Like literally moved into the house February, paid my first mortgage payment March 1st, and then COVID. I've never owned a home before, so like I didn't even know where my bills were coming from. I still don't know where some of them are coming from a year later, because things have changed so much. So streaming has kept me sane during a period where like I'm used to living in the storm. I love chaos. It's great. That's why I'm a musician. And I like to wake up at the crack of noon, which is great. So, but it's helped me feel and keep sane during a time where everything's falling apart. And so uncertain and everything's changing every day. The one constant now is that I can come in here and stream, and there's a community here. If I need to talk to someone about exactly this feeling, I can reach out to any one of you four people at bare minimum. And like, you guys know where I sit, like in all of that. So I don't know if it's changed my life like to something different, but it's helped keep it not like falling apart, I guess. It's helped it support it, instead of trying to have to figure it out some way different.
Yeah, yeah, and uh, let me get Chili's take on this, and then I'll sort of introduce that idea. And by the way, guys, if you guys want to interject, I know it's weird with the Zoom stuff, but if you guys want to like interject and be like, "Hey, can I say?" Like, please do. We could all have a conversation. I know we're sort of parceling each question out, but it does. If you guys have something to add, I'd love to hear. But Chili, how's it changed your life, buddy?
All right. So over 20 years ago, I graduated college with a vocal performance degree and a business minor, and I was going to do it. I had a place to stay in LA for free. I had bands to audition for, and I was like, all right, we're going. And I pulled the plug. I was like, I don't think I've got what it takes to do it and to be a Matt Suarez. And I was afraid of being broke and poor, and I gave up on that dream. And when COVID hit, I was just kind of messing around, trying to just connect with another musician, just to play with people. Because I've been playing, for the past 20 years, I've been playing in little this and that kind of thing. So, but nothing serious. But yeah, this gave me the opportunity to stop being a guitar wrapped in a case, stuck in a closet in the corner of your room that you never touch. I am now the guitar, and it's plugged into the amplifier full, and it's going to 11. I mean, you talking about life change for me. There is a part of my soul that needed this, needed to be plugged into music, but needed even more than that, needed to be kind of like a band director in a way, an orchestereo in a way, to bring people together and make people feel like through the music, and that's kind of a background, but make people feel like you matter.
Yeah.
That's the message, man. You belong, you matter, you need to be here.
Yeah.
So that right there, wow, I'm getting a foot clamped already. It's just an amazing opportunity to make the world a better place.
Making grown men cry out here.
Look at that. That's nice. Look at that.
Chili.
Through all this, and like I remember me and Matt talked about when he was last on the show. We were talking about sort of our findings with the internet and the people we're interacting with in a very desperate time in the world right now. And as I stream a little bit longer, you guys have been going a little longer than me, but as I'm starting to sort of talk to people and starting to like get direct messages and whispers and, tweets and this different kinds of way of communication, I'm starting to see how unhinged people can be on the internet. And me and Matt talked about it. I don't know how, I think we did in length kind of talk about like the mental health aspect and dealing with mental health from other people, other people's mental health as well as our own, because as we all have just said, we all have our little issues that we're dealing with. How have you guys sort of addressed the negative aspects of mental health on this or on the internet in general? How have you guys sort of, especially coming into this role of a streamer, of someone who's on a TV or on a screen that people look up to or literally look up to and figuratively, people want to know more about you, so how do you guys sort of handle and handle boundaries? How do you guys handle how do you handle mental health and boundaries on the internet? And anyone can start, whoever wants to go.
I think I don't follow the question.
Well, the question. Okay, no problem.
I can hit it, Mike. I can hit it.
Sure.
I can take it, and then Guy will understand exactly what you're talking about.
Sure.
So you talk about boundaries, and the internet is a scary place, right? and you don't know whether you can trust somebody.
Right.
But the good thing about the internet is you can open yourself up a little bit and talk to them through a direct message, a whisper, something like that. And then if it doesn't work out, you can really just kind of ban them and not talk to them anymore. And it's really the threat kind of goes away. The thing that I've done, Mike, that I think is really useful is gotten past this. And this is an amazing part of what Twitch does for musicians. Usually when you see a musician, you think of Mick Jagger, right? And you're like, look at that guy. Oh my gosh, he's untouchable, right? He's way up there and I'm way down here. Twitch levels all of that to where you are just as important as the streamer himself or herself. You are connective tissue and making this whole thing happen together. And therefore, when I see Genfire in the chat, when I see Just Joanne, when I see Remy, listen, those guys are part of this experience together. And it's okay if I decide to go and talk to Remy offline and go, hey, how are you really? Right? No. How are you really? And that's okay. And if she's not doing okay, that's okay too. And you can have this conversation. And sometimes all it takes, guys, is just like, listen, I care. That's it.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed it. It's true. Like I've tried to, like in my live performances for years, and the reason why, like we all joke because I mean those who are in this Zoom call like specifically know, like I had live gigs this summer out of nowhere. Like there was a godsend that like I ended up having work
all summer. All summer. This motherfucker is the only one. You're right. But
after being,
I was very happy for you, by the way. I wasn't like looking in disdain and jealousy. It was all like, thank God someone's out there representing.
After not having work for 5.5 months and literally having $30 in my account, I was very fortunate to have that. But just like this summer was very weird, and we can go into all of that later on in this thing. But what I've always tried to do in my personal in-person performances, I hate the term in real life. If you hear me stammer when I do that, I very much try to not say in real life because I feel like it negates this to some degree.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is just as valid as you standing in front of somebody in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
But my in-person life with playing, I've always made it a point, and I've joked, anyone who knows me, I've joked about it for years. I hate that invisible barrier when you're playing a gig and someone in the crowd feels like I'm unreachable. I hate that. So when I'm at a gig, I will interrupt one of my own songs to address something if need be, or I will include you in what I'm doing, because I don't want it to feel like I'm up here and you're down there, like Chili said. I hate that. I absolutely despise feeling that way when I'm at a show. So I try my hardest not to. I think Chili nailed that perfectly with the way he said it.
Yeah, just showing that you care and you know you're involved and you belong somewhere and you have a place to stand and it's fine. And
I'm not playing. We're playing.
Right.
Because as much as I'm playing a song, you're affecting that song. So for me, we're playing a show. You're part of my show just the same.
Right.
Like,
and then, but I'm sure that you guys have, I mean, you can, if someone's in the chat and they're making a ruckus, or someone's out in the crowd and they're making a ruckus and you're addressing that. And then sometimes there's no reasoning with someone who's suffering, you know.
Out. No question asked. Out. Get out.
Yep.
Get out now. No please, no nothing. Get the hell out. This is my house. This is my house, baby.
I feel like that's correct when it needs to be inserted into a stream or into an in-person show. But I'll tell you this, I have made some of the best friends in my life that I still have today that were trolls in person at my show. And I take chat the same way, is that sometimes, and there are people in my community right now on Twitch that started as a troll. And so
I have a story.
there
To
is a border where you let it go for a second, maybe even address it off stream, and then see where the chips lie. But I do agree when it's too much, off with their head, like out of the show.
I'm just happy that we have Annie here. Exactly. Annie with the hammer. That's all we need.
Andy with the
All
hammer.
we need.
4 of my mods right.
Bam.
Annie with the hammer. Annie with the hammer, except when we're doing graphics and stuff on working on OBS off stream. And Annie
She
knows.
hammers you.
Annie knows.
The hammer. Her name is now the hammer.
Yes.
Call the hammer. She'll nail it. Orchestereo, you said that you had somewhat of a story there. I'd love to hear it and how you handle boundaries, and especially with mental health and trolling, because I think trolls there's some mental health issues with trolls as well.
I think with all of us, you find common ground. It
Yeah.
was like we had someone who was kind of trolling us on. I was doing a Red Dead Redemption stream with my posse, and he was there as well. We're just training up. Izzy was with as well. They just joined the game. They were level 1s. We were just trying to give them a good time. And then he has this player in the middle who's a potential threat. So we nuked him. And then he just started spamming me with messages in my DMs, calling me like a shit cunt and a twat and all of that. And I'm still streaming, so I sent him a link to the actual stream, and he just came and showed up. And he was lurking in the back, and he saw it from our side. So we invited him into our community, and he gave a follow, and later gave a subscription as well. And he became part of the community. And it was at that point I realized that he was Australian as well. So he explained to me that shit cunt is a compliment. Actually, there's 100 ways you can say it to somebody. So
It sounds like an Aussie excuse, babe. Is this he didn't want to say I'm sorry, that's it. No, this is the way Australian talk, man. You didn't understand that.
They call it murder.
Sorry, that was stupid.
going to that with that story is culture shocks, for example. You're talking to people all around the world, and you have to accommodate that. And I think finding common ground is one thing. First thing is when you're talking to someone from another side of the world, you try to find a common language that both of you can understand, which in this case, speak English good. But with that, with trolls as well, it's like I've had some talks with Crimson just privately in chat now. Same dude who just called me a twat. We've been talking about mental health and stuff. He helped me on the 24-hour stream where we raised £1,530 for charity. He was on there on the 24-hour stream with backing us up. And it's like these people become your team.
Yeah. Do you guys think that sometimes maybe a troll just
Endorsement. You can make that like a slogan of their next Orchestereo theme album.
Yeah.
Shit cunt. The name of my new royalty-free music playlist.
Project Serenity, part two, and then shit.
What do you?
I'm sorry. It's just we speak English good. Like I don't know what you want from me. I'm not. I am just Aussie.
We speak English twice as good.
That's right. Twice as nice, baby. Well, it's funny though. It's funny how in Australia you can just throw that around and no one cares. It's just part of their everyday talk. You say that you call a woman a shit cunt at in America, it's over. You're canceled. You're deplatformed. They're taking you off their servers. They're taking you off the app store. You're done, son. You're done.
You'd be Donald Trump in a heartbeat right there. off Twitter. You're off all the platforms.
Gone.
Banned from Snapchat, and he doesn't.
Well, I think we know your stance, guy. Get the fuck out. He's like, mental health or nothing. Go. I don't
No,
care.
wait. It's not that. It's not
I know.
reaching for help. I'm sorry.
No, it's
for
not.
really. Like, especially when I don't know, like in my stream, we have a very nice, good vibe.
Yeah.
And if you're coming to this kind of a place with bad attitude, then you are a bad attitude. Then you're not welcome. This is a good vibe. This is a place to feel good about yourself. Even like the day was shit, you can come in. We have like some good vibes, maybe some reggae, and and everybody will be happy. You know, like forget troubles. We have troubles every day. Like if you don't want to deal with that, leave.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I mean, on some level, the person, whoever is typing these horrible things, are looking for some kind of attention, some kind of validation. And I like the idea of spinning
I don't
things.
like give him this satisfaction.
Right. Well, that's my problem. My problem is because I mod for Reina stream and we get some trolls in there once in a while. And I've sort of made this habit of sort of whispering them something awful and like, but not like, death or anything. It's like, it's well worded sentences that if read and it was directed towards you would just, I would steal your soul. Basically, your soul is mine now if you read this. But I got to remember that when you're feeding the troll that stuff, that's what they eat. They love that. They're hungry for it.
Exactly.
So how do you make it, how do you turn it into something positive? How do you switch it? I mean, some people, obviously, you can't. And I know we got...
Troll them.
You ban them. You make them go away. Wooby one, what's up, buddy?
Ban them,
What
then
you do is you
troll-
put them
no,
inside
first-
your looper pedal
then
and you make a song out of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Was there a troll or something? My Twitch
Important
is really
thing
buggy.
is first
No
troll
trolls.
them and then ban him. And then you gotta be like the last one who said anything, and then don't let him speak. That's the most perfect like revenge. Vendetta.
Yeah, that was the last one. The last one was we were just chatting and just chatting at tracks, all of the flies. But they got banned pretty quickly, and then I went and had to DM them. It was stupid. I shouldn't have. It was actually afterwards. I was sitting there like, why did you do that? That did nothing. It didn't make me feel better. It actually made me feel worse that I teed off on this person, and then they wanted to write back. They said, guess what? And then I banned them from being able to converse with me. And that made me feel a little better. But at the end of the day, it didn't really do anything for me but make me feel like I didn't feel better after the interaction. It's not like I was able to like get a point across and it was a really strong point and it was like, like you're really saying something. No, I was just trying to make someone feel as bad as possible in that moment. And what's the point of that? Why do that? Why spread that kind of negativity?
Dude, Mike, that's a good point. Is there a way to flip a troll?
Well,
If
you
there
guys
is,
did.
maybe that's the goal for us, right? Because what is a troll looking for? They're looking for attention. Well, how do you love on? Okay, so let's take this to the next level, right? Let's say you're in a grocery store and somebody comes with some kind of racist comment against you, right? And I've been the victim of racism, believe it or not, as a white dude myself, growing up in Hawaii, right? Everybody hates the white kid in Hawaii, hates them, right?
Yeah.
So how do you flip that? There is a way to flip it. I don't know I don't know how yet. And trolling makes it extra difficult because you can't actually see somebody's face. You can't see that I'm going to love you. You can't see it. Well, you can see my face, but I can't see yours.
Right.
And I can't see yours. But I think that's the goal. And I think maybe that's what Matt's getting at, is that if there is a way to flip a troll, to love on them and make them feel special, I think maybe that's huge, right? Maybe. I don't know. That's an idea.
I mean, I don't know if there's a specific way, but what I do know for myself is that if a troll comes in and the difference. There's some trolls that just come in hot and they're either bots or they're just like, it's so negative on a level that you just know you don't want to stray away from your stream so far to just do this for 2 hours, because it might take 2 hours to flip them. But well, not to say it's not worth it. If you feel you need to in that moment, then you should. But I feel like if I don't give myself a little bit of time and them a little leeway to see what they do next for a second, I feel like I gave up on myself, not them, to allow them to be better. Like, and if I just ban them right away, that means I quit. And I'm not a quitter when it comes to anything. So like for me, there's a little bit of time that I personally have to let it go on before I drop.
We need to put a finger on this. I'm sorry, because it's too vague. What's the comment? What's the trolling? Because like if someone get into my stream and says, "Wait, that dude looks like Aladdin," I don't give really a damn. I won't kick him out.
Right.
You know? But if someone getting with bad vibes, you know, because the dude who will call me Aladdin will wait 5 minutes, either stay and will become a part of the community, or leave after 5 minutes. But what kind of trolling are you talking about? Because if someone get in and start cursing or behaving and trolling other people in the chat, that's not cool. That is, I don't think deserve like even waiting a second. The other dude, like, leave him. Just leave him. He will go or he'll stay. But if he'll stay with good vibe. The bad vibe will go. It's all too vague.
You were shaking your head no, Orchestereo. You were saying something about no. I couldn't hear what you were saying. But what were you saying?
Well, I mean, there is a way, and it's to like switch it around. And I think it's being transparent. Is just let it pass. What they're saying, you're going to be reading a comment off a screen. You're reading a piece of text. You have to put your boundary there to keep going on with the show. Reading something on the screen while I'm playing I just gotta put the switch off there and focus on the music part. But then I do have the time when I'm not playing to address these things and talk about it. Some person might come into chat being frustrated, swearing over the place. My mods will deal with that. But then there's some people who try to troll you, and they're either being childish, juvenile, or maybe angry at something, and you try and switch that around. Have a conversation with them if you can. If they start engaging more with the chat in a more trolling way, and you find that you can redirect that, it's just like talking to an angry person on the street or at your concert. Like someone walking into the venue pissed off, maybe going through a divorce or something at the bar, and just starts yelling all over the place. But then you have the opportunity I mean, you're the biggest voice on the stream. Over the chat, it's your show, it's your channel. So try and accommodate it. If you can't, the mods will handle it. And if it can't go from there, ban. I think they should be levels of boundaries, not just one boundary.
Yeah, it has to be. I think it has to be circumstantial. It has to be. It's a subjective decision where it's case to case, because someone coming in dropping N bombs and stuff is obviously is like, all right, this guy is here to play. He's here to start trouble. But if it's someone who comes in and even Aladdin, like if someone called, like if I was modding your channel, I would definitely be closely waiting for your reaction on something like that, because that, to me, that's a bit too far. And so I would probably go.
Know that I won't get offended.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Why
well,
would
that's
I get
working
offended
with
by
you.
piece of text, then someone just got in here. If it's harassing everybody, then it's a problem. Like if you just went in and throw that comment and stayed, then the comment is redundant. And Aladdin is pretty good looking folk, so I'm not offended by it.
You look better than Aladdin.
Dude, he got Jasmine. So like,
I think
and Aladdin doesn't have Steve-O, so like you've won.
that's 2 wins, man.
Yeah, that's 2.
that's too
good.
better than Aladdin.
Yeah.
Just Joanne has a question for all 4 guys. What level of feedback do you want on your streams, and do you want to hear it or just do your own thing? Whoever wants to start.
Music
I'll
feedback.
take it. Dude, I'm desperate for feedback all the time. Just desperate. I walk around during the day going, how did this go? What did this go? And we have a streaming suggestion part in our Discord. I get like almost nothing in there. I would love it to get some feedback. And the most helpful feedback is sometimes comes from this dude right here and this dude right here and that dude right there, is because they know how it is. You know what I mean? And you too, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
The feedback that you get from other streamers is huge, and it pushes you in a direction to make everything better. It is wonderful to get feedback. Now, when somebody gives you feedback, they got to understand and respect that you may or may not do that, and you may try it out and figure it didn't work. But the feedback, oh my gosh, it is so critical to make things better. And I can't, in fact, I have overwhelmed my mods sometimes. Annie knows this for a fact. I was like, can you please tell me what happened? What do you think? What do you think? And they're just like, dude, you need to calm down. Just keep on doing the same thing for a couple of streams so we can tell you whether or not it worked. I was like, but I got to change everything. So that's a balance.
I've been getting this a lot lately though too, is so like with suggestions, sometimes there's too much change too fast, and so that's been one thing that I've been told a bunch lately too, and so there's something to that too. I love the suggestions and things, but and to that, with the suggestions being great, it's a fine line sometimes, especially with the viewers that you don't know, but because sometimes I get weird messages from all sorts of people I don't know, and I think they forget the fact that it's your stream. Right. This is your channel. This is what you're doing.
Exactly.
And if people want to help, they can help, but no one's having to be here. And at the same time, again, it's your stream. Like, it all should be fun at the end of the day. But some strangers take it upon themselves to come up and just like, if you open the door just a crack, they kick that door open and they're like, you know, suggestions all day, and it's fun too, but it's kind of chaotic sometimes, and it's not appropriate, you know.
Lurk.
Lurk.
I don't know about this. Please.
Anybody else? Do you guys like suggestions or no?
I think that's something is always welcome, as long as it's a constructive criticism.
Yeah.
If someone just walks in and say you sounds like shit, or then no, or there's a gag of saying like we can't hear anything.
Yeah.
It was a gag, like someone gets in and, dude, I can't hear your mic. Like, I'm monitoring myself. I know you can hear me. However, it was like last week. It did happen. Like, everybody wrote like, dude, no mic, like we can't hear you. And I was like, oh snap! I thought we were kidding. I didn't believe them. I thought they were trolling.
Yeah.
So like, there's a fine line. Please do tell us if we're lagging too bad or something like that. But of course, we have the mods for that. So,
Right.
And suggestion box just for that. So you can go and suggest stuff over there, in a nice, constructive, positive vibe. Again, like, and there's a limit. If you don't know the limit, then
We got the mods.
Yeah, you got the mods to drop the hammer, to drop the GuyCo hammer. I mean, to add a caveat to what Guy is saying is that, like, just like for me, the most suggestion that I do take, like, to where I would really consider changing something on the spot, is literally from other streamers like yourself, because like how it feels to sit on this side to do this.
Oh yeah,
what it looks like for you. And what makes you feel good.
Other streamers, is a blessing.
Oh.
That's like, they know the feeling. You are sitting here in front of a camera. The amount of time that you take just to get used to being, talk to a chat or your camera or looking to your camera or not looking to your camera. It's a level of intimacy that you get,
Yeah.
which an understanding that you can get only with other streamers. This experience, no matter how many friends do I have, none of them will understand like those guys, like you guys. None. The
When I have
system
like
here doing what we do is so unique.
yeah.
How about you, Orc? How are you with suggestions? Are you a like do it yourself guy, or are you like, oh please somebody?
I think the biggest challenge right now, and y'all will agree with this, is getting people to unlurk on your to engage more. The more engagement you have, the more hype your channel gets, the more viewers you get, more potential subscriptions, donations, bits. There's a momentum that gets going, hype trains, for example. And all of that starts with feedback. You're not going to expect people to just praise you for what you're doing, whether it's a game or whether it's a music stream or whatever. No one's just going to keep praising you and donating unless you deal with actual things like a conversation and a feedback and so on and get them more engaged. So having feedback, you have the option to listen to it or ignore it. And just the point of, using it or ignoring it, but listening to it is just the most important part, is knowing that it was heard. It gets people to engage. When music streamers come on my channel, I get so excited because I can also demonstrate my stuff. I can choose to inspire, and I'll tune into their streams as well and get to know them, and they have the chance to do the same. So it's really it's a give and take with it. So yeah.
Orc, your volume is a little bit low. Can you bump it up a bit?
Sure can. How's the volume now?
That's way better. Way better.
Okay.
Is somebody gonna say something?
I
No.
thought Orc was still talking.
Oh, are you still talking, Orc? I was
Constructive criticism, Mike. Constructive.
right. Well, yeah. There's definitely a difference between constructive and destructive, and you know what's funny is like me and my wife have this fun little thing where we've sort of we can't listen to what the other has to say about stream or how we're doing stuff. We almost take offense to it these days. It's so weird because it used to be, and we still actually rely on each other a lot for opinions. Like, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? We both really do rely, but on some aspects of things, like she'll be telling me to do something, and all I can think in my head is like, why is this person even talking to me right now? And she's the same way. She's the same way. It's like, why are you trying to tell me shit I already know? And it's just, it's interesting. It's interesting where
Together and stream together. That's great.
Yeah. Isn't pluralism great? Like, you both can have opinions.
oh yeah, some more than others.
I think by your constitution or something like that.
No, I agree. I know.
She gets two opinions, and you get one.
Don't get killed, Mike. Don't get killed.
Too
Hey,
much
what you
BD.
say and do right now is monumental because this shit is on record and she can watch this back,
But with all that,
clip it, make gifs of it, and throw it in your face.
I'm gonna put you on a roast, Mike.
Reina.
with all yeah.
Unmod.
They call it murder.
That one's getting old. I need to get a new one. The
Never forget it.
the thing is though, which I can say with full confidence and glory, is that if it wasn't for Reina, this would not be possible. Me talking to you guys wouldn't be possible. Me knowing how to stream wouldn't be possible. So with all that said, with me and her, with our little back and forth little old couple thing, it's still like she's very important, and there's certain things that she could do that I can't. And there's certain things I can do that she can't.
Right.
That's very important for us to work together and get shit done. It's just those moments where it's just, you know, and anybody who's been in a relationship knows what that is, you know, that idea of someone just, it's like, you misspelled that word. And it's like, okay, I'm not done. I'm going to go back and, you know, it's misspelled. It's like, okay, can you just like stop looking at what I'm typing? I'm trying to type something here.
Not all of us know that's considered a troll, and GuyCo would ban that shit out of the chat without messing with it because it's bad vibes, sir. And I'm just joking.
That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to ban her from my own personal chat. I was like, you're banned from my personal space chat. That doesn't make sense. Okay. What I was really curious on this, and we'll see where this goes, but you know, there's a lot of censorship going on right now with especially in Twitch, and we can just keep it at Twitch. And Twitch is you know, they're unveiling these new TOS things. A new one that's going to be implemented on the 22nd or something. I mean, there's certain words now that we're not allowed to say, like shrimping. You can't say shrimping.
I'm not aware. Can you put me up to date?
So there's some TOS terms now that you can. Oh, okay, so here's the words you can't say on Twitch now. Anyways.
Last chance.
This might be our last chance to say say
let's
simp.
say them
I'm
all.
gonna say fucking simp. Okay, I'm sorry, but like, why? It's just ridiculous. I'm sorry, but it's ridiculous. I'm gonna say the word simp. I'm not gonna call anybody simp, but the idea.
We can chant it after you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm not gonna. I'll stop saying it because I guess it offends people. From my understanding, what the word means, it's funny. But not just that word, but the idea of saying certain things. I'm just curious on what you guys' take on this sort of, you know, locking down on what we can and can't say, especially on stream. And I'm just curious on what you guys take. And Guy, I see you're ready to go, so please just take this.
No,
Go.
I have a question.
Sure.
I forgot.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that, Guy. I appreciate that.
No. I forgot.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. It gets weird sometimes out here. Well, no. Anybody can go first if they want. I know this is this is a hot subject, and you know.
I remember.
He's got it back.
Oh, please. He's back. He's back.
If I limit my channel to R-rated, I still can't say those words, or is it fine?
Yeah, I think those are words that you just can't say at all. Like, it doesn't matter if it's mature or not. Like my channel is not set on mature, so lately I've been trying to cut back on cussing, but this is all gone out the window on this one. But
no, it's PG-13. It's totally fine. To have a Twitch account, you need to be 13,
right?
At least.
Right, and 13-year-olds can hear someone say "fuck." I'm sorry, but like they hear much worse from their parents. I'm
say
sure
it more than we do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's an extent to like swearing on stream, and
yeah.
It has to do with, you know, if you have rules for your trolls, you have rules for Twitch. There's things that you don't allow on your channel, and there's things that Twitch won't allow on its streaming service that you gotta comply with.
Yeah, I'm just curious
I think what Mike is addressing is censorship, and so it's a little bit different than just the unspoken agreement that we've put down in our chats as rules, or even what Twitch, well, it does have involved what Twitch is banning is what he's talking about, censorship. And so, like, I think the short answer, Mike, for me, because I know there's a lot of gray area, and there's a lot of debate that can go into this, and even some of it I would debate to myself. But I think censorship is 100% bad across the board, and if you don't allow censorship to not exist, and you start censoring, then you open a can of worms that you can't close. And once you open the door, it gets so gray that the argument or lawsuits or whatever comes along in any facet of life, you know, off Twitch and on Twitch, you have now convoluted the conversation space so far that there's no right or wrong answer. It makes it too confusing. So I do think it's one way or the other, and one has to do with just, I mean, if you want to talk about freedoms or not having freedoms, censorship is the number one way to funnel a narrative and a tunnel vision for the audience that is out there. And it's not, if you start doing it one way, it bleeds. If you let them do a little, take an inch, they will grab a mile. And so that censorship is completely bad, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, censorship is bad. Should censorship.
It's not an okay thing. I think you then start grasping on telling me what to do, and that is a problem.
I think, but it's more like to cover their ass with, like, in contract, if they accidentally get too big and get some racist streamers, that's like a kind of an envelope.
But who defines what's racist, and who defines what's misinformation, and who defines what?
I think if you're questioning it, if there's a doubt, there's no doubt. That's always my opinion. If there's doubt, there's no doubt.
Well,
and that's an easy way to put things.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
I think it's more.
over Twitch, which is
I think it's more going along to your other point, Guy.
Hold on, Orc.
Oh, go ahead, Orc. Go ahead. Yeah.
It's just, if you watch gaming streams, the communities on big game streams can be highly toxic, and that's where these words derive from. Words like simp or even compliment words, pog, all of that, player of game, goats. These all come from big gaming communities on Twitch, which have a lot of children. The music community is just a fraction of the bigger thing. You go and mention PewDiePie's community, for example, it's highly toxic. People over there are just abusing each other all the time. It's racist comments as well. It encourages a lot of children to start chatting this way and go on with the streamers. So in regards of building that hate, I understand why Twitch is not allowing it. So I'm okay with that, because music is not what Twitch is.
To that point, and to caveat it with Guy's earlier point, I think it goes along with this. So there's two different lines of thinking. So that thinking right there, I totally agree with, as far as, like, I understand where you're coming from. But where that problem starts is not with those people spouting racist things on that chat. Where it comes from is at home, and they shouldn't be on that platform. It's not the platform's fault, not the streamer. It's not even the community. If the child is on there spouting racist statements, the censorship should start to be taught at home and not on the stream. But to Guy's point earlier, he said, like, drop the hammer kind of, and like, and ban them. Like, it's, you set the rules to your channel. And like GuyCo said earlier, if you want to stay, then you'll act right, as far, like, to a degree, or you can leave. But you do have a choice to do either, and you're not just immediately, it's not, something's not allowed. He didn't censor them. They still spoke. If you can't speak, that's censorship. And that is a problem where when you eliminate some kind of door opening at the beginning, good or bad, because some people think things that we feel is good is bad, and they want to censor it. If you open one, you got to open the other. And that's where I'm like, well, the gray area starts.
Or can you put your mic up again? You're pretty low again. What about you, Chili? I saw your little.
Yeah,
I know.
All right.
I know.
So
I know you.
Factors here.
Okay.
There's a couple of factors, and I'm gonna. I think Remy in the chat hit it, just nailed it. We got to step back and look at what we're talking about here. Twitch is a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
And it Amazon runs it, and it's a business, And Jeff Bezos has to make decisions about what's okay and what's not okay for him. And we have to respect that. And then also, that dude is in America, so he is following under the U.S. Constitution, which has the freedom of speech. And get it? But he's got to also balance that with the global awareness, the global community, everything. So he's in a tough spot with this. And I don't know if he specifically made the decision to not be able to say certain words or not. Ultimately, Matt, Guy, Orc, and I are all in. We're small business owners. Mike, you are too, small business owners, and we fall under the conglomerate of what Twitch is. So we have to make decisions on whether or not we want to abide by the rule set that the conglomerate decided they want to do. Now, we can do the exact same thing that a U.S. citizen can do. If you don't want to be under the U.S. Constitution, you can take off and go live in Tel Aviv with Guy, and you'll be in a different rule set, right? So we just got to make decisions. We have choice. Like, you have choice to go by this, you have choice to go by that. And Matt, I totally agree with you, man. You're, as a foundation, what Jeff Bezos had to do is if he's the one making this, whoever made the decision in corporate Twitch, what they have to do is balance what's healthy with what's not. And even there are rule sets in media. You got to give me this. There's rule sets in the media where, look, those we don't do that, and they see it as censorship. Yes. However, there's a careful balance for what you're trying to do, right? And we talked earlier about toxicity, and Guy talked about the toxicity that shows up when a troll tries to do what he does, right? And ultimately, that's kind of where we're getting at. I don't mind as much being told there's certain words I can't use in my stream, but that's just my personal preference. And yes, you're starting down a slippery slope, and Matt, I totally respect what you're trying to say there. And I agree with you. But you got to understand it also. I think we have to take into account the global community that Twitch itself is trying to balance. And you have lots. Oh my gosh, you have so many different opinions out there, and we are all emotional beings. And we all. Here's the point. I'm going to go back to this. We all matter. Every opinion matters. And Jeff Bezos' opinions matter too, right? And Guy's opinions matter, and we all have choices. So those are the rule sets we got. And if we can't, I want to see what Reina said. We can't complain about censorship on a private platform, comply, or find a new platform. Yeah. Ultimately, I think that's the choice we got to make.
I agree with that completely.
And like both. You know, we all got to, whoever's in charge of the thing gets to make the rules. And bro, that's just the way Thucydides said that back. You know, the strong do what they can, the weak suffer what they must. And I'm just a little weak dude trying to swing it in Jeff Bezos' platform, bro.
I agree completely with that. Just the same. I think I agree with both, you know.
They want to censor ideas or words, you know?
Yeah.
It's like if you're gonna ban curses, I'll be more than happy for that. Yeah. And let's be frank, YouTube has a lot like more strict rules than Twitch.
Yep.
Let's call it censorship, or you can call it like child protection.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fine line, because if I limit ideas, okay, then it's censorship. But if I just eliminate bad words because some parents doesn't know how to educate and teach their kids has to be nice, then yeah, that's nice, because that takes off the responsibility of us. You know, like I don't see that as censorship. Censorship is an idea can be let out because the government says so, or the big brother said so, or Amazon, Jeff Bezos, whatever. You know,
But the problem is
they
who's
need to protect themselves.
But who's deciding what's a good and bad idea? That's the problem.
Society, as a society, they won't put their words. They won't censor words that are in the common sense. You know,
if it's seen as toxicity in the big gaming community, then it should be banned.
Well, that's fine, and I don't mind, and I don't care if I can't say shrimp or whatever. It's not even that big of a deal. But the idea behind, limiting your speech, limiting the ideas. I mean, they're even with the new TOS, they're limiting ideas now. You know, like you can't even really comment on certain things. And so, I mean, when you look at what just happened here in America, when you look at how far these companies will go to silence an individual while, okay, so here's a great example.
Years and years back, man. Years. 1918, Tesla, what? Like, that's no news, man.
What?
That's how the world spins.
No, not in America, baby.
Not in America.
Not in America, baby.
in
That's not how
America.
I'm dealing with it. No, I respect that. I respect you, Guy, and I respect what you're saying. But you know, we're from a different country. We got different value systems. I mean, I'm sure we're good people. You're a good person. I'm not trying to call you a bad person. I'm just saying that we come from a different culture. And for me, this is a big deal because I run my mouth for a living. So I think it's important for me to be able to say I think Trump is a fucking pig and fuck Jeff Bezos. I think it's important to me because I'm questioning power. And when you let power reign one way or the other, bad things happen. And that's what I'm saying here. We went out of our way, well, as a culture, not me, but these companies went out of their way to deplatform Donald Trump, which, fuck Donald Trump, fuck him. But still, what it's indicating is okay, so here's the example. The same day that Donald Trump released those tweets that got him banned, the Republic of China, or is it a republic? China released pro-sterilization for the Muslims that they are rounding up and exterminating and putting in work camps. So what's happening here is their moderation is just specifically on people they don't like. It doesn't matter if people are starting riots or sterilizing a whole group of people, or taking over another country in a terror. Like terrorists are out there tweeting things. They let that shit fly. But Donald Trump, which again, fuck Trump. I'm just saying. They singled him out. The problem is that they're making this. They're not following their own TOS. They're not following their own rules. They're picking and choosing what they want. And I think there's a problem in that because they are silencing a certain sect of people. And if you silence a certain sect of people, that sect of people tends to go towards the extremist way. And I don't know about you, but I don't think we need any more extremism. But go ahead.
We don't. But this is you remember what I said in the future 5 years, okay? In this upcoming 5 years or 10 years, let's say up until 10 years, there will be a fight between the companies and the governments. Right now, it's just who's richer. And right now, it's the companies.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they're winning. They're definitely the one running the show.
Yeah. And
Certainly
they
not.
don't know what's going on inside. It's too big for them.
I don't know about that. I don't know if you guys watched any of the Zuckerberg and the Jack Dorsey when they were talking to them. They were just refusing to answer questions. They were refusing to admit that they collude, and they literally collude. It's like they all get on the phone. It's like, all right, fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. Let's go. And that's what happened. Again, fuck Trump. But that indicates something bigger here that, okay, if it's fuck Trump today, but is it, fuck Biden tomorrow? Is it, fuck the Democrats tomorrow? Is it fuck,
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes.
Yeah, exactly. It is. And I think there's a problem with that. I don't like that. I think that allows for
5 to 10 years, man. 5 to 10 years. Remember that.
Okay. I'm with you. What were you going to say, Chili? You had something.
No, I was just thinking, I was trying to figure out how to tie this into what Jen just said.
Oh.
As music streamers, we don't really deal with this level of content all that much.
No, but
so
you have opinions.
The other thing is, so Matty Wongi's, he had to deal with it because he had, oh my gosh, the most hilarious skit that he did. He had an overlay, and he would bring a picture of you into his. If you raid Matty Wongi, he'll bring a picture of you, and then he sings you a love song. And he's like, oh, Chili, how I love the way you move it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it is just so hilarious. And the dude, brilliant as he is, he took it and he went with it, and he made it emote. So he changed the word to shrimp, right?
Yeah.
And he made an emote out of shrimps that was like this. And I was like, bro, that was freaking brilliant. Matty Wongy for the win. Whew.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
my God. Nothing but net on that. He made a whole thing out of it. So now he's shrimping on you. You know what I mean?
I'm shrimping on you.
And he made fun and it was lighthearted and it brought it back to being a community that is worthwhile to be in. And man, he's making, here's what I love about what he's doing right there. He's making a big deal out of you. He's not making a big deal out of him. He's making a big deal out of you. And core to what we're talking about right here is we can make a big deal out of each other and make a big deal out of We Speak English Good, for example. I can love on you and say, dude, come here. Your opinion matters, man. I want you to know that it is welcome here. And let's talk. Let's talk it out. Let's work it. And maybe we come to a greater understanding than we were before about like, listen, this is how the world works, right? But that's the point. You take a situation that looks kind of like, "Nyeh," and you do what Matty Wongy does. You make lemonade out of the lemons, bro. It was so fun.
I see. I'm seeing what you saw too. This took a turn. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare anybody away, but I do think that. I'm not trying to pull us back into the weeds. Obviously, this is not where anybody wants to be right now. But to me, it's a very important thing because it does tread on the fact that it limits what I can say and do for someone who works as a person that says
I
things
have a
all
question
the time.
for real.
Okay.
Does it really?
Yeah, it does.
What words are banned?
I'm not going to say them, and I don't care to say them, but it matters in the idea.
Okay, I have to see that.
What?
I need to see that.
Well, I think to tie it into what we're talking about is just what I commented in the chat to Aaron. Censorship at its very core has always had to do with music because music has been censored and tried to be censored since its existence. So part of this is not necessarily a political conversation for those in chat.
Yeah,
this is definitely pertinent to music that we all love and listen to. Just how like in the 90s, the government here in the US tried to censor all of hip hop and all of rap because of the negative connotation while they were just telling the truth. So it is very important that we talk about this stuff in regards to music, in my opinion. But
thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. That was very eloquently tied back because it is important. And it is really interesting that there was this push to censor music, to censor hip hop. And now it's the biggest thing. What happens when you start censoring and telling people what to do? It gets bigger. People want to do it more. Or in some cases,
exactly. And they know that.
Give them an inch, they take a mile. And NWA took it back. And I'm not going to let them give up their hard work to give it back. So I'm going to sit and speak about censorship being completely bullshit, in my opinion, because those men fought for it for 10 years, 20 years through the 80s and 90s to let us speak our mind and play our music, whether it be saying I love you or fuck Donald Trump. I have tons of friends that come out with singles that got that that line in their songs, and I appreciate the fact that they were able to do it, not what they said. That's
cool. Well said, man.
Thank you, Matt. And I appreciate that, I know people. We were having a fun little time here, but I think that when people start ignoring these kinds of things, because right now it's in the favor of a lot of people, like these censors thing, it's in the favor of a lot of people. So we're kind of going with it, but it's not it's also not in the favor of a lot of other people, a whole nother group of people. So we're started going with it until it sort of starts to swallow itself, which it already has. I mean, this whole thing is sort of, you see these news reporters who are calling people out and being the most wokest news reporters, and then they get called out the next week on Twitter, and then they're canceled. It's like it eats itself. It's nonsense, and I, you know what? We'll move on. We'll move on. We're getting close to the end here, anyways. But where do you guys want to go with your streams? Where are you seeing it? Where are you going with this? Where do you think you're going to go with this, or where do you hope to go?
I think Orc should take this first off.
Sure. Let's hear it from Orc's. I like, but you know what? I'm sure this conversation is strange for people who are not necessarily American and not, you know, you're not from America, so you have you come from a different place. So I'm sure it's a little bit weirder to kind of talk. I mean, this is a very, I guess this is a very American conversation, but I think it affects everyone in the long run, especially with these deplatforming Twitter fuckers. But anyways, please, or tell me how you want to.
Well, the US is
MA, these together.
yeah. It's like I'm not from the US, but this has been my home for 9 years.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to call you un-American or anything. I'm just saying that you come from a different culture altogether. So, you know.
Together with the stream goals this year is I've got 8 months left on my artist visa here. I've got to do something that matches the credit of my Emmy award. And with that, I'm pushing to partner with what I'm doing so I can stay here longer. So with that, I'm doing music for healing. I'm creating a place of mental health awareness where people can come to my streams, relax during this pandemic, have a little escape. At the same time, I'm providing stream safe music to so many people on Twitch with Project Serenity. And I feel that with the push to partner now, that's really my goal this year, and to try and really prove that, you know, I exist. My streams exist. Let's be heard. So, yeah, push to partner is the one.
Nice.
You should actually, I mean, just to explain, because I see somebody in chat, Harbinger Man, he was saying, "Oh wow," or got an Emmy ? I think you should like let them know what your name is and where they can find your information, not just Orchestereo, but your actual name, because I think you've done some beautiful and amazing things in your life that people should 100% be aware about with your stream, because we all gain a lot of knowledge from the tools that you've learned and educated yourself with, and it's helping us be better. But they should know where that comes from and what you've done. So that's my request, I suppose.
They do. There's no hide there. But I'm really pushing forward this time with everything I've got, so all my resources.
And there you go. I'm trying to find a link to Project Serenity. I don't know why I'm having a hard time. That's so silly. Oh, I know why I'm having a hard time, because your name's not Project Serenity. God, I'm such an idiot. I'm like, sir, why is it Project Serenity coming up? Okay, I'm gonna drop Orc's Project Serenity. I have to agree with Matt that Orchestereo is doing amazing things, and even more than just what he's doing under Orchestereo. He's had an awesome career already. If you guys don't know anything about him, oh, thank you so much, Jen. How did you do that? How did you drop a link in there? Look at this, like this mod wizardry that I'm seeing in front of me.
My mods in your chat. I've got
your mods are dropping links in my chat. I love it. Is it because we started talking about censorship, Jen? Is that why? Is that why you're doing that?
They're pulling me onto stream. I do have to leave in 2 minutes, but yeah.
But Project Serenity, I wanted to say just on my own behalf that I use it quite a bit. No, I appreciate it, Jen. Thank you so much. I'm just teasing, just friendly teasing. I use Project Serenity a lot for Saucy's streams. My son and I do a gaming stream, and I use Project Serenity all the time for that. I use Project Serenity just for background music in general. It's a beautiful project that you're doing. I think it's a beautiful gift that you're giving the world. Gift, God, what? Gosh, Night Avalon Lustries. Welcome. I didn't see you in there. You snuck in there. But yeah, Project Serenity. If you guys should definitely go check it out. If you ever need any kind of, and I actually shout you out quite a bit, I'm constantly shouting you out. So yeah, Project Serenity is this amazing project where you got like 40 hours of music or something up there of just it's just hours of royalty-free music that you guys can play and that he provides, and it's great. It's wonderful. GuyCo, what are you looking forward to? What's your goals? What's your goals this year?
my goals this year. Hopefully, as soon as possible. We are in lockdown again, so hopefully, as soon as possible, getting to the studio and get that EP going.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and actually, the next thing, I'm really looking forward of producing the next one myself.
What about with your stream? What's your goals with your stream?
Um, Keep on pushing, keep on, as Oryx said. I think I we made an comfortable, safe, positive, and happy environment on my stream, and I want to preserve that. I think that's the most important thing. That's why I'm so strict about these rules.
It's a place of
This is
positivity. Brand.
exactly. This is a place of positivity,
I get that.
and keep on pushing that.
So is this place. Can't you tell? We're always positive here.
Of course.
My stream is a place for depression as well. It's like
I think,
you have-
but this is human. This is human. It's positivity is not always. That's not a constant. It's. I mean, it can be a constant way of looking at things, but being positive is not always the answer. I think, and
I know. I think,
but
I
it
think
helps in a time of horror and atrocities. Positivity is a welcome thing, and I'm not trying to shit on positivity. Anybody, we're usually positive here, but I don't think we weren't positive here. Were we not positive here? I
we
think
were positive, man.
I think we were positive this whole time. I think we were
so.
positive.
And the thing about positivity, it's if you're down, then a bit of positivity can lift
Oh
you.
yeah, totally.
that's
It's just not a
essential.
constant, well, maybe it is. Maybe I'm speaking. I guess happiness is like something that's not a constant. You can always try to be positive, but you're not always gonna be happy, right?
I just want to add to that. It's like, you have 4 different music streamers here with different vibes. And it's when someone logs into Twitch and we're all streaming at the same time, people have choices. It's like you go into Netflix or you go into Hulu. Not everything is the same genre. And I feel that's our genre ourselves, is the vibes we have.
Yeah.
My streams are a place where people can come where you feel vulnerable, where you want to talk about mental health. GuyCo's isn't for
Is
that.
that after you were at Orcs and you're feeling better about yourself, you can come to my
feel
stream
more
and
uplifted.
even
It's like-
lift that
And
up.
that's the cool part about it, is like, I see that as an advantage. If I stream and I really want to talk about depression, if I really want to talk about suicide prevention, for example, and it gets dark and suddenly GuyCo's streaming and I want to raid into him, I can go with the more uplifting energy in there and just let people know, listen, this has been deep, this has been heavy. Let's go to GuyCo's stream. Thank you for tuning in. And then we can change our vibe there. It's a different flavor that you add each time. If I go to Matt's stream, I want to feel good. I want to feel like I'm at a bar. Want to have a glass of whiskey with and just enjoy some music, I'll go to Matt. If I want some hype, if I want some momentum going to like get motivated, I'm at Chili's. We're there for that.
And each has room for more.
Yeah.
I know I'm the happy dude, but if you're sad, you have place here.
Yeah.
And the other way with all of these amazing people around me. We're not that strict. We are musicians. I prefer this kind of music, but I love emotional music and I play that with deep emotional will. That's both. And that's the beauty of it. And that's the beauty of us. And this gang, this amazing gang, which I will be, I think, I want to be the first. Which I love all those people and I appreciate all those people in an amount that I wouldn't even think about that I'll be able to. Because it's around the world and I would never think that I will meet those people. And I would feel this way about them. And I am. And it is happening. And it's just gonna get better.
Yeah,
Like-
man.
Yeah.
Chili, what's your stream goals? What's your 2021 goals?
So many. The core goal is kind of what Orc pointed out, and I thank you for that, man. If you want to go for some hype, but a specific kind of hype, and it is stumbling onto, and this is something Miss Shiva said, she's one of our mods, stumbling onto tearing apart a song and making something completely different out of it, right? And having that experience of, dang, I did not have any idea that this crappy reggae song from 1982 could sound cool again.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's already kind of happening. And sometimes the quality is cool, and sometimes the quality is like, oh man, that loop blows. and that's really where I want to go, because what I want to be able to do, and I think our community wants to do, is grow that feeling of just doing something different with your life. Because kind of that's my message, right? My message is, hey, I sat stagnant for 20 years, and listen, I'm stepping out and I'm just going for it. Every song is I don't even know what style I'm going to play it in. It's completely different and wacky. And the message is, it's okay to step out and fail. Fail fast, try it again. Fail fast, try it again. Einstein was all about that. He's like, you don't even understand how many times I failed. And we as humans are embarrassed most of the time to fail in front of people. But I want to make that a place where it's safe. And it's like, look, he failed. Oh, damn. Did you just hear that? That actually sounded cool. And that kind of thing, that vibe is what I would love to see the community grow. And then look, I'm going to talk finances too. Revenue wise, as a streamer, you can do more with more. And so I want to give opportunities for people to say, hey, listen, I think that this is cool. And so I want to contribute to it and grow what you're doing here. And so that's another goal, another opportunity. And oh my gosh, when Remy just said this in the chat, and let me tell you how important that made. Oh my gosh, it made me feel so good. She took our little icon and she drew a little picture of it. And her artistry is just amazing, right? And, oh my gosh, that right there. I was just like, this thing, whatever this thing is, has just hit the next level, because you've got people who are contributing of themselves. And they didn't ask for anything for it. They didn't say, hey, how about you pay me $300 and I'll be hooking you up with a little artwork, right? No, she's just like, just giving of herself to make something. And this isn't about me. This is about us together. And I think, dude, that is the capitalization of what Twitch has to offer all of us. Censorship, whatever. It still has that at the core. We can make something together and be something that didn't exist, and it's global, and we can reach out to the Aussies, to the Brits, to the Germans, to the Finns, to the Argentinians. I love you, Annie. I love you. The feedback you give, listen, mad respect. You have no idea how much I respect the feedback you give. And I change stuff based on what you say all the time. So thank you for that. I love you. Just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, that's where we're going.
That makes two of us.
Mod love for sure.
Two of us. Whether we like it or not,
That makes
Annie,
three of us.
Sometimes we just change things to make Annie happy, even though we're not happy. Because if our mods are happy, then we're happier, and we know we did something good for them that doesn't give them a headache.
Dude, Annie told Matt something, and I was like, oh, that's going to be a pain in the ass. But it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And I was like, I spent probably 5 hours fixing on this little graphic that lived right down here. But it was the right thing to do. She was like, see? And I was like, you're right.
Right.
Oh, my gosh, I love her.
Yeah.
But yesterday she was wrong for the first time, and I won. I just had to say that on the record.
Oh, how dare you.
Well, gloves are off.
Shots fired. What happened to that positivity we were talking about?
Gloves are off.
Oh man,
Out
gone
the door.
Out the window.
The positivity is that she's right like 95% of the time. I just got that little nugget, and I'm clinging to that little nugget. I'm holding on to that thing. It ain't going nowhere. I got screenshots of it. It's great.
I saw that Harbinger, man. We're gonna guess that. I totally caught that, and I copied and pasted it into my little notes area here. So I totally got you, Harbinger, man. Thank you for throwing that out there. So Matt, did you already go? Did you already do your goals? All right. What's your goals? What's your stream goals? What's your 2021 goals?
Well, just like Chili says, so like the community aspect of what they contribute is like so important. And so like, as all of you streamers know, none of this shit is cheap. And we've invested a lot of money in it, but at the same time, like for me, like I'm balancing what is happening in this room with this technology with balancing a new mortgage payment that I'm still recovering from the shitstorm of this pandemic and what it's created. So know that all of what you guys already do has been like a monumental help to what I'm doing. And I'm trying to do my best to give a better experience so that we can keep building this thing. But to that, my goal is to learn all this technology a whole lot better, for one. And Guy has helped me in so many ways. And so is Sumit. He's like helped me a million times fold to learn how to operate this stuff correctly. So to do this better is my immediate goal, but also I just started actually tomorrow I believe I send out my payment for my first order of new merchandise that I've done for like clothing and all this stuff. I've had a lot of suggestions to start making like Tequila Fred stuff or whatever the monikers are on my channel to make things. So I took the initiative and did that. And so that stuff is coming out soon, but it's because they asked like to do that, which is a really rad thing, because I wouldn't have got that duck in a row if they didn't like force me to. So I guess like my goal is already being set for me by the chat, like by the community. Like they're pushing me to do things that I need to do that I was probably too lazy to do beforehand. So I guess my goals are forming as it comes, you know. Like I don't really have one goal in particular. It's more of I just want to make the whole of the sum of this, whatever this is, whatever, if someone wants to call it like a small business or just a universe of our own, and fuck the world outside, this is our space. I just want to make whatever that is better for myself and for everybody else. So whatever that means as a goal, like we're going forward and not standing still.
Yeah, that's nice. That's solid. Okay, we have one more from the chat, and then I'll let you guys go. And then we'll do Cypher Deluxe. Anybody interested in Cypher Deluxe, please jump into the Discord and put sign up or just say hi or whatever, and we'll take care of that. If no one wants to do it, it's fine. We'll just end. It's fine. So just so you guys know, no pressure. Okay, so is there a piece of equipment that you guys could not be without if you had to ditch everything else and choose one to keep? What would it be? So what would
do we lose Orc?
Yeah. He's starting his stream right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're gonna raid Orc afterwards.
Oh. Yes,
we're gonna raid. We'll see if we'll see if anybody wants to do Cypher Deluxe, and if not, we'll just raid Orc. But anyways, so that was the last question we had from the chat was, what piece of equipment? Oh, lovely Lace, hi. How you doing? What piece of equipment could you not live without, and what would, so like if there was a giant tsunami coming or an earthquake or something, and you had to get one last piece of equipment, and it was just like which one would it be?
You mean if you had the essentials like your computer, your interface?
No. You just, it looks like, okay, I'll just read the question verbatim. Is there a piece of equipment that you guys could not be without? If you had to ditch everything else and choose one to keep, what would it be?
That's a tough one.
What's your favorite song?
Yeah, why are you like, that's like, do we have to jump off this cliff? It doesn't feel good. I'm uncomfortable now.
I'm gonna jump. I'm just gonna jump. I'm gonna end it now, dude. Like, why wait? If you take this from me, I said at the beginning, man, I'm nothing without this.
So you need all that stuff.
I'm gonna jump. I'm
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I'm jumping.
Guy, as I say all the time, even without all of that stuff, you sitting there with your guitar and you playing a song and telling your story, being yourself is enough. That equipment is accentuating who you are already. So don't jump. Just sit there and be you with the
jumping.
microphone on. You'll be fine.
But they said
You'll
like
be
they
fine.
told like one thing. You can't have
Don't
your
jump.
mic, man. It's either your mic or your guitar. Choose.
So
Now.
what is that? The guitar you would choose then?
Yeah.
I would choose the
Definitely
mic.
one.
You would
I
choose.
would choose the mic only because I could pretend to like have the guitar. But if I had the
You
guitar
can
and no
pretend to
mic,
have
you
a mic, dude. Take a hairbrush.
but if you had the
You
guitar,
serious?
but if you had the
Guitar can make
if you had
sound.
the guitar,
Mic standalone mic can do shit.
no,
no
if
interface.
you can only have one or the other, mic or the guitar. If you had the guitar and no mic, no one would hear you.
You can have a comb. With mic with no interface is no mic at all, man.
But we would,
It's the
but
same
we
as a
wouldn't be able
comb.
to hear you.
It's
But we wouldn't be
mic
able to
with
hear
no
you.
interface. It's like a comb, man. It has the same
But you're
power.
on the other side of the world. We wouldn't be able to hear you.
Either way, you will be
Gotta have
able to
mic.
hear me. They took
This is true.
everything away from you, man. They took everything.
Then I would keep my guitar, and then you guys would have to fend for yourself in the world.
You
I
know,
would
it's
be
all
off
that
on a-
censorship going on. That's what it is. I saw that Big Chili Chill. How dare you? How dare you do that?
Mandolina solo.
Well, I'll do a melodica solo after we hear what the one piece of equipment that you couldn't live without, Chili.
I couldn't live without your melodica, man. I can't live without it. I gotta hear it.
I did not use these channel points earlier while we were talking. God, we could have been doing this the whole time.
Oh yeah, you guys could have been just having me do it. Talk about censorship. God. All right.
Yes.
Piece of oh, he's going for it. Let's go. Melodica
Yeah, well,
solo.
I'm gonna
Let's
go
do
for
it.
it. You know what? I've been telling people, oh, we'll do it later, or we'll do it. Like I was talking to like Beyonce's guitarist, and someone did a bass solo. I'm like, I'm not doing.
You're welcome.
Let's go. Let's sing a song and play the melodica. Bam. Let's do this.
These are gonna be short.
Yeah,
They're gonna be
this show
short.
just got lit. Let's do this. Let's go.
I can hear.
Come on.
I can hear Reina clapping and cackling out in the living room. Look, and now she's clapping. And now she thinks it's fun. All right. This will be quick, and then we'll do a quick song, and then okay. That was terrible. Okay. There you go.
That was it, bro. Yeah.
you
That
go.
was
There
so
you go.
great.
Oh, please. No, you can't. I can't. I'm not going to be sitting here singing songs all night, okay? I'm not going to be out here
Y'all didn't
singing.
know. Y'all didn't know. Now you know. Filthy. Right there. He's filthy.
Whoa, who's on delay there?
Right?
No.
Okay, I'll play a song because is anybody here for Cypher Deluxe? Just if you guys are, please let me know now so I know whether or not to do that. And Reina, can you kind of help me with that, with the Cypher Deluxe?
Hey man, are we gonna guess like the prices of shit on Craigslist or what?
No, because today is Cypher Deluxe. we well, that's what we usually do, but maybe next week. Okay, Harbinger, he's out.
I feel like I just wake up every day, like when you're streaming or before I go to sleep.
That's
I
how-
catch a stream, I roll out of bed, I win a sticker, and then I go back to bed.
I won something. I'm going to bed. I'm good. What is it? Craigslist to see. Yeah, that's. All right. What song did you want, Matt? Oh,
Hey man, I want a mic improv special. is
okay.
what I
Well,
want.
I'm just gonna do the one that.
But hold on, I redeemed mine too, right? So he's got to get
Wait.
the melodica, and then he's got to get We Are the World. We Are the World's got to be in there somewhere.
No,
Leave it in, like leave it in.
Not.
GuyCo, he redeemed a bass solo, bro. You got to do a whole band shit. Get your loop pedal going.
Dude, hold on. You guys. Okay, hold on. Let me just...
We are the world with unconditional. We are the children. Let's go.
We are the wind. I gotta see if I can remember how. Oh my God! Never mind. Sorry guys, I covered you up. Hold on.
Hey, give me some Lionel Richie. Listen,
I
I
will.
think I can catch you back.
Oh no, I'm just gonna use your bass. Reina brought in my bass. Look at GuyCo's playing.
This is why we need Sonobus, bro. We need Sonobus.
I know.
Where's the
This
son
would
of
be so
us, man?
lit if we're all playing in time.
Did that count as my guitar? No, I gotta sing. All right, I'll do this song real quick.
Break out the lighters.
All right, I read about Sonobus. Yes, it's pretty amazing. And this is how the magic happens. Absolutely. Okay, I'll do this song and then I'll do the bass solo and then we're just gonna end because I don't think anybody's really interested.
Hey, this is the outro. This is the outro song, and then we'll raid Orc while you're playing it. You loop it, and we'll do the outro.
I don't have my loop pedal. I just have my acoustic. And
Well, you better be able to play and hit that raid button at the same time. You'd be good.
all right, then why don't we do this? Well, GuyCo, I'll have to redeem your bass solo another time.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, just because I Matt's right. Matt's right. We need to hater. What? Come on. Here, look it. I'll do this. I'll do this. We'll make it short and snappy.
Get him, Miss Reina. Don't let him off the hook. Y'all in the same house. Y'all in the same house. Don't let him off the hook.
All right. Hold on. We're back. Look, I got a little U bass. I got U bass 420 here. This is Reina's.
Where that came from?
Yo, the U bass. Yeah.
There she
In
is.
Chile. Damn.
All right, here. Can you guys hear that? Oh, it's out of tune.
Damn, look at that dude.
Mike EP coming with the U bass, bringing it strong. We speak English good.
Oh, let me see if I can slap on the U bass.
Beautiful.
All right.
That was lit, bro.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was disgusting. All right,
Nice.
let's do this song real quick, and we'll raid Orchestereo. We'll
Lighters.
we'll
Chat.
try
Need the lighters. Break out the lighters.
we'll try to. Is Orc on? Can anybody check? Can someone check and make sure Orc's up? Because I'm not sure if he's up yet. We'll raid Orchestereo because it looks like no one wants to do Cypher Deluxe, which is totally fine. Okay, cool. Thank you, Annie. We'll try Cypher Deluxe next Friday. Anybody wants to sign up, obviously, if you got hot 16 bars, you guys want to rap, you guys want to sing a song, or read a poem, you're more than welcome to. We're going to set aside some community time for our friends here in our community to display their talents in a safe and positive environment. I promise I won't talk about censorship while you're while you're trying to rap. Okay, let's do this song, and then we're going to raid Orchestereo. So here we go, guys. It's raining tacos. from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos. Out in the streets, tacos. All you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, yum, yummity yum. It's like a dream. Yum, yum, yummity yum. For sour cream. It's raining tacos. Ooh, tacos. Ooh, tacos. Ooh, it's raining tacos. Thank you for the biddies, guys. It's raining tacos out of the sky. Tacos. No need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. All right, guys, get the raid call if you guys want. Oh my god, I forgot to subscribe to stupid Streamlabs. Anyways, there's a sad one that you can get the raid to if you're not a sub. Please do the raid call. We're gonna go hang out with Orchestereo. Oh, and we're gone. It did it by itself. I didn't know that raid went by itself.
That's how it goes down, dude.
All right.
That was so much fun, man.
Well, thank you guys
great, man.
so much. I sincerely appreciate it. I hope I didn't alienate your streamer or your communities by talking realistically. So my bad
Dude,
about that.
So much
I
fun.
think-
Ah, that's great.
I think it's
That's
important.
important stuff.
I
Yeah.
think it's important.
Like I said, it to me, it directly affects music and always has. And
Yeah.
so for me, like